a lot. Get my intonation. We disagreed a lot, especially on matters of quality service. There are roads they went to launch and they refused to launch them. There are markets they went to launch and they didn't launch them. But that brought us even closer to make sure what should be done is done, and when it would be done, we would come back smiling. So in working in local governments, you can't walk on a silver plate. There are times when you will quarrel for a reason, and when the reason is agreeably solved, you move on. That's what the genuine world is. I want to thank you for having worked with me. You got to know my nakedness. I came to know your nakedness in service delivery gaps. But one thing I'm going to walk out with proudly and with my head standing straight, not curving, is that I have not caused you any loss. I have not asked you or diverted you on money issues. I have never. And I give chance to any one of you to testify before that. And for anyone who might have told any lie against me, I think you better go openly and apologize where you told that lie. Because I'm a woman of truth. I talk like a signpost. If it's planted, Chebambe Girls Senior Secondary School, that's what I call it. I call a spade and not a spoon. So where I have stepped on your toes, it was for a cause, and when that cause ended, the matter ended there. My dear incoming ministers, have time to know this ministry. Have time to know this ministry inside out, where you put your feet in the office, under your tables. Be researchers. Please research. Research and research and get to know where you are working and the people you are working with. It's a complicated ministry. But when you research and get to know where things are wrong, they are very easy to correct. That's why I want to thank these members. And down in the field, it's more complicated. Partly because of what the PS has said, people are ignorant of the law. They claim what is not true. They accuse, sometimes falsely. Some are even corrupt. Some have conflict of interest with ignorance. So the training is really important, but some are naturally that kind of character. So you are going to fight wars and fight them. Some have a backing. They do things with strength and vigor and shamelessly and openly. You will find them there. I don't want to preempt your journey, but I can always support with more information. There are some districts that are really hard, but they will need you to be hard. And I want to quote one of them openly before the camera. Please get interested in Kyenjojo district. See how many cows have worked in Kyenjojo. Why they went, where are they, what are they doing? You are going to find a problem with some arms of government. Honorable Balamu witnessed me telling the president that the hunter is becoming the hunted. I quoted to the President of the Republic of Uganda what I reported about open corruption. Even if you are not an accountant, how can the Ministry of Finance release money to your district? Soft copy, madam, sir, and hard copy. How do you make a requisition to an institution of the millions you didn't get for that institution in black and white? How does your auditor not see that? He has the information. He's supposed to verify and approve. How does the treasurer, if these two were adamant, they don't know a lot of computer, also pass the payment and append his signature as signature? And how does the town clerk, the final approver, also approve from the beginning up to the end? When I reported that case, I walked to Honorable Matia Kasaija. I said, first ascertain, am I witch hunting people or I'm reporting the truth? Append your signature on the releases. And he appended it and stamped even. Matia Kasaija signature stamp date. Then I walked to the IGG. Honorable Kamya called the heads of departments, the one in charge of local government, the one in charge of this. This is a minister, she has come to work with us, but she has a problem. She assigned the one in charge of local governments in front of me. Now, ask yourselves, what is the fate of that case? I continued urging the president until he invited them to cabinet. Honorable Kamya with her team, the first sent commissioners, he chased them. Then they came themselves. IGG, anti-corruption, DPP with their staff. These are the words I quote from Rusoke. We are different departments, we do ours. As for me, I charged the culprits, the suspects. Now when he charged them, what happened? So we are failing partly because of other organs. I took a baraza as recommended by Honorable Kamya. I will bring you radio recordings where I was being hanged for that baraza. We argued for a team for Rusoke, a team for the suspects. You don't have the moral authority to tell people, you in parliament, you are stealing money. Don't generalize. Say who stole. So that case ended where, and those are part of the monies that are hitting some people. People are not failing because they are weak. I didn't fail because I was weak. I failed because there was concerted effort to fight me. And I want to say it before that camera. And you give a copy to the president. Another case, a town clerk walked to the Ministry of Lands, picked property tax for Fort Portal City, walked Majeka Sitkale to the bond, bought what he called a plane that was a Ford double cabin, brought it to Fort Portal, and now started backdating when trouble shot. And I reported the matter. They now started backdating, making minutes, having the division approval, you know. For the staff, please be careful. Leaders come, leaders go, but maintain your positions. The very man was absent in a meeting where IGG had come for a public rally. And when the IGG deputy called him, said, I'm with the PS local government, he invited me. And he put him in loud and called Ben. Ben said, I have not invited you, man. I have not invited you. You are not here. IGG ordered the man to report himself to police. I have a video. He reported to police. Where is that case? Can you imagine that man majestically posting messages? You know, save me from this dangerous woman, Rusoke. She's even writing to public service to stop me from promotion interviews. I wrote there. You are an interdiction. Why do you become now a full-town clerk when there are other people? But as I dictated the letter to my secretary, the message was going to where it went. She's even following me not to be. How can we fight corruption when there is that kind of syndicate? So next, I'm going to ask the president, where did those cases go? How did they end? Maybe if he puts in more effort. A lot of things are hanging. There is a case I request that you start with. Not because I feel, why didn't you conclude it? You will see the details. The girl from Chenjojo, multiple interdictions. To date, even when I wrote a report and said, I recommend the cow be interdicted, he still refused to pay her some of the salaries, pretending that she gave false documents. They are now in court. Even when the Attorney General guided the country that if a case goes beyond 6 months, you let the person come. If it's concluded she's a culprit, dismiss her with costs, with everything. Still that woman, a widowed when she was at work, is still outside there. And I labored my effort until I labored no more. I wrote to the president, the work is too much, he can't solve everything. Perhaps those are the reasons he said, you people are failures. We are not failures. But where does the cow develop all that strength? For you to internalize, to help you do your role.
Thank you.
You also have a brand new vehicle. It's available with its keys. You have the computer in the office. You have 3 staff members. There is Mr. Kisembo Michael, the personal assistant. There is Lillian Nakaseta, your personal assistant. And there is Liz Karunga, the office attendant. I wish you all the best. May God guide you. You have a very active staff and a very excellent permanent secretary. Everything will be possible in God's name, for God and my country.
Yes.